Welcome, everybody. You are listening to Reflect to Redeem, episode 102, where I help you reflect to redeem your life. I am your host, Mentor Mel. Today's episode will hopefully motivate you to take back and take charge of your life. Today, I'm going to analyze a quote that I made and go a little bit more in depth about it. The quote is, when you sit back, be prepared for other people to step forward and move past you. Take charge of your life. So the new year's coming up and everyone has these resolutions and all these things. But our problem with resolutions is we probably get a little bit overwhelmed because it's too much so quickly. But one of the biggest things that you should do above all is take charge of your life. I love New Year's resolutions because it allows you to do that. Whether you follow through on it is now based upon your level of discipline. But oftentimes people will sit and complain about a scenario that they're experiencing. And people love to complain about something and they want people to, I guess, sympathize and woe is me with them. Like, oh yeah, I'm going through this too. Like, we're both going through tough times type thing. The misery loves company, basically. So when you sit back and take a more relaxed approach to whatever the scenario is that you're dealing with, don't be upset when people move past you and they achieve more quicker or they achieve more just overall. The point is, when you take the initiative, you are taking a huge step in the direction that you need to go. When you sit back and be like, oh, well, this just wasn't for me, or I don't know, I just probably am not good enough for this. All those self-deprecating things are what makes you unsuccessful. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, back to the quote. When you sit back, be prepared for other people to step forward and move past you. Take charge of your life. Stop taking the back seat to your life. It's like when you don't strive for anything, it's literally, I view it as you're in a car. So you're driving this car. Well, you're not driving it. You're actually in the back seat of the car. In the car, basically life is driving the car and you're just like along for the ride. There are certain things where we do have to go with the flow, yes. But there are certain things where we can direct. We can set the GPS to go to this destination. It may not take the best route, the most efficient route, but we at least know this is our end goal. This is what we want to achieve. When people start to take the wheel of their life, it's amazing the things that they can accomplish, how quickly they can accomplish it, how quickly other people recognize how much they've succeeded. And just all that is just confirmation that, yes, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I am in a very good direction and nothing but success is going to happen out of this. Take charge of your life, people. Drive that car. Don't let life drive the car for you. Like, I like to think of life as, it's like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde style. Like, you may have good days with life, and then some days it's just really bad. Basically, you're letting the emotions of life guide you in whatever way. Some days you're doing circles. Some days you're in the right direction to head to your destination. But when you drive the vehicle and these life things happen, you are still able to handle the situations that arise and still get to your destination. That's what you do when you take the wheel of your life. That's what you do when you take charge. So for me, like a good example, I always like to bring maybe like my personal experience into what I talk about. Makes it more relatable. So there's been times, I would say like job. Work is always a good one. There are scenarios where, I may have done the grunt of the work, like a good portion of the work. We can even do like a school project, like a team project. You do a team project and you literally did most of the work. So I was in a situation like that. I did majority of the work. However, I was a very timid person, and I'm not a bragger at all. Like, bragging does nothing but what? I feel like people that brag are people that are insecure and be like, oh, look at me, look what I'm doing. So I'm never the type of bragger. I am proud of myself, yes, but it's not bragging. Completely two different words, two different definitions. But, I did most of the work, and something as little as your name placement on the PowerPoint presentation, that's a big deal, but it just wasn't a big deal to me. Of course you can do it alphabetically, but you also do it by, what portion or who's done more in the group project. So, there's a time where we got recognized for this project, and of course my teammate literally basically took like they did all of the work. I'm just like, I mean, you didn't, but hey, whatever. That's a prime example of where, because I sat back and didn't stand up for myself or, really say, I was the mastermind behind this, I am now losing credit for it, or not losing credit, but I'm not recognized as much as I should be. So, and I couldn't be upset with anyone but myself. So that's the big thing too, is like, you let it go. So, I mean, you can't blame outside circumstances on why you didn't get this or why you didn't get recognized for this. You literally let it fall through your hands. You had it, you dropped it. So I then made the conscious effort to, whatever I'm working on, I will never take someone's shine, and I will not be outshined by somebody if I did what I was supposed to do and I did it to an exceptional level. So if you do something great, be proud of it. Take credit for doing the work. You don't want to submit all these great ideas to people and it's whatever. It's like, oh, well, it's not a big deal. Yes, it is a big deal. You accomplished something extraordinary, and it's, whatever. It's the shrugging off. Like, I know you care about it. Show you care about it. Show you care about it. You'd be surprised just with people knowing the quality of work that you do, where that goes. People talk. When people talk, anything's possible. When people talk, you'd be surprised of where you'll end up. You'll be surprised at what connections you may make. You'll be surprised with the fact that this person that saw some presentation that you did or some work task that you did, they see it and they may be like, hey, well, I know this person's a great worker and I want this person to work with me. Like, things like that. You never know full circle what's happening. So that's why it's always important to, it's always important to take acknowledgement of the work that you've done, to show people, yes, I did this, to put your name on your work. Thanks for listening, guys. I urge you all to really stop riding backseat to your life and take charge of that driver's seat. Things will not always go as planned, but if we set our destination, we will have a general guideline of how to reach our target. Creating success starts and ends with Y, O, and U. Until we meet again, this is Melanie McFadden, aka Mentor Mel, signing off.